Now, don't get me wrong, I do not think he's the world's greatest dad. He is a terrible dad. But he cares for the main character more than the main character's mother does, and it's pretty obvious. Now, yes, it's obvious he has a favorite child just like the main character's mother. It is pretty obvious that he's heavily neglectful, but he cares in a way for the main character because he repeatedly calls the main character to make sure the main character's safe. Like at the get-go of this book, when the broadcasting murders were happening, he called the main character, then called the male lead to double check. He calls the main character throughout book 1 to make sure the main character has an okay relationship and nice relationship with the male lead. We see throughout his text messages with the male lead that he wanted the best he could have for his son, the best care and expertise for his son. And we see him still call the male lead to double check with the male lead. We saw from the chief's point talking to the male lead that the main character's dad was furious about him being shot and was involved in the broadcasting murders when he thought his son was safe. Like, yes, he's not the world's greatest dad. He honestly deserves the I'm a terrible dad reward because he's heavily neglectful and has a favorite child. But he at least is better than the main character's mom, who knows her son has a disease, but sent him those videos to get him to back off against her organization. And the fact that she's trying to get her son to come work for that organization. He is a better parent. Way more than she is. Way more. And it's kind of obvious he does, in a way, care for the main character. The main character decides to go to a club to take care of the issues he's having with the male lead. And the male lead, finding out he went to that club, hunted him down. The main character upset with him and refusing to have a normal conversation with the male lead. Like, they're literally arguing. He forces the male lead to drink. And if the male lead drinks as much as he wants the male lead will, he will quote-unquote go home with the male lead. Except he wants to put the male lead in his place instead of having an actual conversation with the male lead. The alcohol he gives the male lead is filled with drugs. Has a drug in it. And at first the main character didn't realize it. When he did, he doesn't stop. He continues to make the male lead drink it. The hostess is around. The main character is a little bit freaking out. And he tries pushing those women onto the male lead. And obviously the male lead, being the way he is, pushes those women away, being like, no, I don't want a bit involved in this. And it does take the male lead a bit to realize he's been drugged. And he is very furious with the main character, and then furious that the main character, 1, drugged him, and 2, trying to force women on him. And when the male lead keeps standing put, not doing anything to these women, also the fact that he's been repeatedly injured, the women are like, yeah, no, we can't stand this anymore. Can you guys, like, leave or something? Like, this is bad. Like, they're very uncomfortable for the male lead. And so the main character tells them to leave. He's, like, furious with them that they won't do what he wants. And when they leave, he decides, why don't he do something? Why doesn't he do something? Because he remembers the little book him and the male lead found in book 1 and decides, well, they think he's the ideal top and I'm the ideal bottom. Let's ruin that fantasy and I be the ideal top and the male lead be the ideal bottom. So he forces himself on the male lead. Since he can't get those women to do what he wants and force themselves on him, he will do it. I am not kidding. I wanted to strangle him. I was so furious. I wanted to jump into the book, shove him away, and, stabby stab him. Full on stabby stab him. I am pissed. You know how pissed I was reading 1,000 Autumns? The second book in 1,000 Autumns, and how pissed I was reading the third book of Perilous? Yes, that's me. I am furious. I am ready to stabby stab someone. Let me at him. Let me at him. I'm gonna be nice. I'll be nice. No, I'm not kidding. I won't be nice. I won't be nice. I'm after him. Just wait. You think you're safe? You think you're deranged? I'm more deranged than you, honey. Things you think you can do, I will do way worse. I will do way worse than you. I will. But yeah, he's that messed up. I am pissed. I am very, very pissed. So after everything, he takes photos of the male lead, full-on photos, and I'm saying it right here and now. If you do anything with those photos, anything to hurt or harm the Mallead that he's already bit, I will be your worst nightmare. You think you are a monster? I will be the real monster. I promise you that. If I find out you use those photos against him or do something with them, I will take you down. I will literally take you down. I promise you. I will. I feel bad for the Mallead sister as much as I feel bad for the Mallead. This poor girl doesn't deserve half the things she goes through. She's already gone through horrible things throughout book 1, and it's just as bad in book 2. And she doesn't deserve any of it. 1, she doesn't know about the main character's mental state. Didn't know anything. She just was a nice older friend of his. Yes, their relationship wasn't as deep as he thought it was, but she still was a good friend to him. Even if some of it was made up in his head. Didn't mean all of it was. And when she calls him for help about the videos that were posted about her brother and wanting to know what was going on with her brother, he just literally sidelines her. Literally tells her it's what his brother deserves. And when she tries telling him she tried making a video to explain the videos that were posted to people, people bashed her. Literally bashed her. They're going to her and her brother's home and literally painting the doors. Like, they're vitalizing the poor girl's home for those 2 videos that aren't very much explained. How her brother is being accused for being involved with the organization, involved with the terrorism, and this poor girl is getting all of the harassment and hate. Like, I feel so bad for her. She doesn't deserve it. Like, she's absolutely terrified out of her mind. And reporters showing up at her home, she's also being accused of being her own brother's mistress. People are bashing and hating her, saying she is her brother's mistress, even though she is her brother's sister. This is how deranged people are about all the facts. They're not getting all the facts and they're hating upon her. Basically, the situation that happened with the nursing assistant is what the organization has done to the Mallead and the Mallead sister. This poor girl is not getting a break, and the main character won't do anything to help the person who was supposedly his crush, leaving her to literally drown. I feel so bad for her. So the Mallead goes to where his sister is, and he explains to his sister and the neighbors what the videos meant, why he said what he said. Like, the neighbors support him, but they want answers, and he explains he quit because he was terrified. He ran away. Like, he couldn't handle if the same thing happened to him or his sister that happened to his older doctor colleague. He didn't want the same fate happening. Now it's happening now. Him and his sister being driven by the public to their deaths, or being ridiculed and hated for the same thing their older doctor colleague was. And he absolutely is terrified of that to happen, and it's happening now. Well, his police friend realizes how injured the main character is and drags him to the hospital, where he finds out the main character's injuries were caused by doing the devil's tango. Now, it's not actually revealed to the doctors at the hospital or his police friend that it was actually being forced upon. They think they just had really rough devil's tango, not that he was forced. This upsets his police friend, because again, the police friend has obvious feelings for him, and the main character, following behind the Mallead and seeing everything, gets very, very jealous. I mean, this man gets jealous over the relationship between the Mallead and his police friend, and was like, I should have been the one bringing him here. It's not like I care for his injuries, but I should have been the one. He should back off. The Mallead should learn to have more friends his age and not younger friends. Like, it's his fault. Like, I am not kidding. This man is drinking his Wegener.